Have you ever wondered why some relationships just don't seem to take off, no matter how much hope or effort you put into them? It's a question many of us face. Why do some connections end before they even truly begin? From an Islamic perspective, there's a deeper wisdom behind these early endings that goes beyond simple chance or personal failure. In fact, not every relationship is meant to last, and sometimes what feels like a closed door is actually a form of divine mercy and protection. Islam teaches us to trust in Allah's plan, recognizing that He knows what is best for us, even when we don't. Today, we'll explore the spiritual insights behind why some relationships end early, helping you find peace and understanding in moments of uncertainty and heartbreak. Let's dive into this beautiful perspective together. 1. Not every connection is meant to lead to marriage. In Islam, relationships are viewed through the lens of purpose and intention. A connection between two people, even if it feels promising at first, is not always meant to result in marriage. Sometimes what begins as mutual interest may reveal incompatibilities over time, whether in faith, life goals, or character. Islam emphasizes that marriage is a sacred contract, nikah, not just an emotional or social bond. If a connection falters before reaching that stage, it doesn't necessarily reflect failure. Rather, it's often a sign that the relationship lacked the depth or alignment required for a lasting, meaningful union. Islam teaches that our lives are shaped by divine decree, qadar, and not every person we meet is meant to stay. Brief interactions can serve as lessons, tests, or even temporary means of growth. Recognizing this helps believers accept early endings with maturity and gratitude rather than regret. 2. Allah removes people as a form of protection. In Islam, Allah's wisdom surpasses our understanding. Sometimes, when a person leaves our life unexpectedly or a relationship ends before it develops, it's not rejection, it's protection. Allah may be shielding us from future pain, heartbreak, or a path that would lead us away from our faith or well-being. What appears as loss could actually be divine intervention to preserve our dignity, values, or mental peace. The unseen nature of Allah's plan reminds us that what we desire may not always be in our best interest. Just as we seek protection from harm in our daily supplications, sometimes that protection comes in the form of closed doors or unanswered hopes. These moments are opportunities to place trust in Allah's mercy and timing. By removing someone from our life early on, Allah might be redirecting us towards something far better, something we can only recognize in hindsight, with patience and faith. 3. Quranic reference, Surah Al-Baqarah 216. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 216, states, "But perhaps you hate a thing, and it is good for you. And perhaps you love a thing, and it is bad for you. And Allah knows, while you know not." This verse is a powerful reminder that human perception is limited, while Allah's knowledge is absolute. In the context of relationships, we may deeply desire a person or connection, believing it to be ideal. Yet Allah may withhold it from us because He sees consequences we cannot foresee, whether emotional, spiritual, or even generational. Love or attachment doesn't guarantee that something is beneficial. Similarly, when something doesn't work out, it might be saving us from harm or heartache we never imagined. This verse encourages believers to surrender their personal desires to divine wisdom. It teaches us that disappointment may be a hidden mercy, and what we see as a setback may actually be part of a greater, kinder plan. 4. Infatuation versus clarity. Infatuation often creates a false sense of certainty. It magnifies emotions, idealizes the other person, and can blur the reality of who they truly are. In the early stages of a connection, one may feel excitement, attraction, or even attachment. But Islam encourages us to approach relationships with clarity and intention, not just emotion. When feelings overpower reason, people may overlook red flags or rush into decisions without truly understanding the other person's character or values. Clarity, in the Islamic sense, involves reflection, consultation, shura, and sincere intentions aligned with faith. It means looking beyond superficial traits and considering long-term compatibility, family dynamics, and spiritual goals. Islam does not discourage love, but it teaches that love should be rooted in wisdom. Infatuation may fade quickly, while clarity leads to stability. Recognizing the difference helps prevent disappointment and ensures that our choices are based on truth, not temporary emotions. 5. Istikhara and patience. In Islam, when faced with uncertainty, especially in matters as significant as marriage, believers are encouraged to turn to Istikhara, a special prayer seeking guidance from Allah. This prayer is not meant to produce immediate answers through signs or dreams, but to invite Allah's wisdom into our decision-making process. It is a way of saying, "O Allah, if this is good for me, make it easy. If not, turn it away and guide me elsewhere." Alongside Istikhara, patience plays a vital role. Not all answers come quickly, and sometimes clarity unfolds over time through changing circumstances, inner peace, or unforeseen developments. Islam teaches that rushing decisions, especially in emotional matters, can lead to regret. Patience allows us to observe, reflect, and respond rather than react. By combining prayer with patience, a believer allows Allah to direct the outcome, trusting that what unfolds is ultimately better than what they could have chosen alone. 6. Drifting apart may be divine wisdom. When two people begin to drift apart before a relationship fully forms, it may not always be due to conflict or lack of effort. It can be a sign of Allah's wisdom, gently redirecting both hearts. In Islam, nothing happens without purpose. Sudden distance, changed feelings, or disrupted plans might feel confusing at first, but they can be subtle answers to prayers we may not even realize we made. Often, people are removed from our lives not with dramatic endings, but through quiet disconnection. This gradual separation can be a merciful way of preventing emotional harm or spiritual misalignment. It gives each person time to reflect and grow without bitterness. Instead of forcing what no longer feels natural, Islam teaches us to trust that such detachment could be divine guidance. Letting go, especially when things begin fading on their own, is sometimes the most faithful response to a relationship not meant to be. 7. Compatibility includes deen and values. In Islam, true compatibility in a relationship extends far beyond attraction or shared interests. At its core, it involves alignment in deen, faith, and values. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ advised marrying someone primarily for their religion, as it forms the foundation of a stable, God-conscious partnership. A person may appear suitable in terms of personality or lifestyle, but if their commitment to Islam, understanding of family roles, or moral priorities differ significantly, long-term harmony becomes difficult. Values influence how couples handle challenges, raise children, and support each other's spiritual growth. Without shared principles, even strong emotions can quickly fade in the face of real-life responsibilities. Islam encourages thoughtful consideration of a potential spouse's character, beliefs, and intentions, not just how they make us feel in the moment. Building a marriage on shared faith ensures that both individuals walk the same path, guided by the same light, toward a common purpose. 8. Early endings can be blessings. Sometimes, when a relationship ends early, it can feel disappointing or painful. However, from an Islamic perspective, these early endings can actually be blessings in disguise. Life's challenges often help us grow, and parting ways before a deeper commitment can save both individuals from future hardships or incompatibilities. Allah's mercy may manifest through these endings, preventing suffering that we might not yet understand. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught that what Allah chooses for us is always best, even if it contrasts with our desires. Early separation can also open the door for better opportunities. Relationships that align more closely with one's values, faith, and long-term happiness. Instead of viewing early endings as failures, Islam encourages us to see them as part of divine wisdom. Trusting this process brings peace to the heart and allows believers to move forward with hope and gratitude for what lies ahead. Thank you for watching this reflection on why some relationships end before they begin. From an Islamic perspective, remember, every closed door is part of Allah's greater plan to protect and guide us toward what's best. At Ineer Deen, we hope this brings you peace and trust in divine wisdom. If this video inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe to support our channel. Before you go, I invite you to pray, O Allah, guide us to what is best for our deen and dunya. Comment below, Ameen, to join this heartfelt prayer. Until next time, stay strong in faith.